Okay, in this video we're checking out the TurboBee 77R from iFlight, and this is, well, as you can tell, like one of these power whips here. This will do 2 to 3S and has the 1103, I believe these are 11,000 kV motors. They're the exact same ones that are on the CineBee, and you'll see that it's very similar to the CineBee 75. Obviously, it's a little bit bigger because of the 77 notation in the name. But essentially, for all practical purposes, it's basically the CineBee, but not without the HD video. So there's no Caddx turtle on this one, and so it's going to be a little bit lighter. And there's obviously no turtle on the bottom here, and has a EOS 2 camera instead, also from Caddx. It's got the same flight stack, the 16 by 16 micro, or I guess it's called micro or nano stack from iFlight, the Success 16 by 16 stack. And the same motors, same prop size. It's got the same ducts, just in black. Frame is a little bit different. You got a 1mm top plate, 1.5mm bottom plate. You can see here. So the construction is slightly different. Instead of the ducts being screwed into the frame bottom here like this, you see these screws here. The ducts are actually screwed in through the, I guess, where the motors mount on the carbon frame here. You can see that these are the black screw holes that would be used on the CineBee frame if you happen to use those. And because the ducts are raised up a little bit here in proportion to where the stack mounts, you can see it's top plate in relation to the top plates. The ducts are a little bit higher. It blocks. These ducts are blocking the USB port, whereas over here it's not. The USB port's still accessible, so they've provided this little adapter here, right angle adapter, so you can get this in here, and I think it goes, yeah, it goes this way. I think it goes in this way here like this, and you can then plug in your USB cable here. Now this is very tricky to get in here. Yeah, I think you could take the top plate off perhaps. What I did was I actually unscrewed the duct and the motor, and then I was able to get this in here. So this is a kind of a downside. I think I've heard some people of spreading the motors apart like this, which obviously you're going to torque the frame if you do that to get that space in there. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I'd recommend that. You might damage the frame. It is very thin. It's only 1.5mm. I would recommend just unscrewing the screws here, take the motor off and the duct, and then you can get the adapter in there to change your settings. So yeah, that is kind of unfortunate that the ducts are blocking that, but that's why they provide the little adapter here. So hopefully that'll help you guys out. Now again, this one does come in several receiver versions as well as no receiver version. This one happens to come with the XM Plus. It comes with the You could get this with the RXSR, Crossfire Nano. There's a whole bunch of receiver options available. Most of them are going to be on the iFlight website. I believe there's only 3 or 4 on the Banggood site if you're interested in this model. Now I did fly this on 300 milliamp hour 3S batteries. It's actually these guys here. The one from Happy Model and one from UAV, they performed identically on here, and I just flew it with the battery top mounted, so it would go in like this, and you just plug in the battery like so. You can try and do a bottom mount because there is a little bit of space there for a strap. If you would prefer to put the strap on the bottom, you could do that and fly it around like that if you want to. Additionally, I know people are going to ask me if you could remove the ducts and fly it without the ducts. I think I've seen people do that as well. Yes, that's absolutely possible. I did not try that myself. You're going to need some different screws because if you take these ducts off and then screw this back in here, this extra space there is going to go above where that mounting point is, and you might touch those windings there. If the screw breaks any of those windings, the motor's dead. So if you do take the duct off, use some different screws, some shorter ones, and you can definitely fly it. It'll probably fly obviously a little bit better without the ducts on, and you get sort of like a really tiny micro racer with these little 40mm props. It's going to be pretty fast. Obviously with the ducts on, it's going to be a little bit slower, but it's going to be safer for indoors and also bumping into things, which is kind of why these are so popular. But yeah, it is pretty fast. On 3S it's actually pretty fast, and so I didn't actually fly it indoors, so I just flew it at the park and stuff. Let's see, I'm going to show you some weight differences here. Obviously, with the turtle being the main difference, I think it's going to be about roughly 10 gram difference, I think, in weight total. So with, yeah, this is the non-turtle version. The TurboBee is coming in about 55 grams. And then this is the one with the turtleless Cinebee is coming in at 65.5 grams. So it's a little bit more than 10 grams more. So yeah, I mean, obviously they kind of went backwards here. They did the HD version first, and then they went to a non-HD version. Usually they come up with the non-HD version and then the HD version later, but this came out later. So this is another power whip here. Again, there's a lot of other power whips in the power whip playlist, so I'll put that down in the description if you want to see some of the other ones that I reviewed. Obviously, they're a little bit late to the game on this, but this is going to still be a pretty good flyer for obviously any indoor large space, or if you want to fly it at a park, somewhere kind of where it's not going to bother people so much, and also not to worry about safety so much, because it's not really going to hurt anybody if it happens to bump into them. But of course, be careful of long hair. This will definitely tangle up long hair, and then that might hurt somebody, so just be careful where you fly these. So overall, the performance I thought was on par with pretty much all of the other non-HD power whips out there. Very similar setup, of course, and prop size, so that's not a surprise there. It's just basically a different look, and using a 16 by 16 stack instead of the whip style board. So if you guys prefer those, where you could have replaceable parts, yeah, then this is one you might want to go for. I have a review on the stack, of course, if you want more information about that in a separate video, and you can check that video down in the description as well as this camera that I've also reviewed. But I'll show you the flight footage from this, so you'll see what the camera image is like. If you guys have any questions, let me know. That's going to do it for this video. I'll put links down to all the stuff in the description, along with the batteries that you probably want to get for the flights. And that's going to do it, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.